The bourbon nut is back, baby. After holidays, travel volleyball, which is still going on, life in general, and work, I did manage to buy some bottles that I would like to share with you guys. So stick around and pour up. It's the bourbon nut. Hey, welcome back. My name is Brock, and thanks for joining me here on this episode, where today I'm going to kind of go over some of the bottles that I've picked up along the way over the last couple of months. And so I got a lot of bottles to cover, so I'm going to get right into it here with the first bottle here. But before I start, I'm not going to cheers, and this is one of the ones that I'm sipping on actually right now in the list that I'll be sharing with you as well too. So cheers. Damn, that's good. Good. Discus. All right. Let's start here at bottle number one. Not in particular order. These are just bottles I've picked up. So I'm just going to start dropping them here. First one, let's go and get this one out of the way. I saw a lot of talk and chatter on the whiskey YouTubes about the price for this one that just came out from Woodford Reserve. You guys probably know what I'm talking about. And this is the Woodford Double Oak. Just picked this up. MSRP, steep $200 for a double oak from Woodford. And I think this comes in at 90.4 proof, so on the low proof side as well too. Flavor for me, we've tapped into it with some friends. We tried this out. Flavor's good. It's like a leveled up double oak, right? Is it $140 more? That much better? It's debatable. In my opinion, I feel like it's probably a little too expensive, but again, I think FOMO got me, and I just went ahead and bought it anyway for $200. But it is damn delicious. I do like the flavors. Again, Brown-Forman, that profile I tend to gravitate towards, and this is really, really delicious. So I enjoy this product a lot. So that's kind of bottle number one I picked up. Next bottle, let's go ahead and get this one. This was on a lot of Whiskey Tubers' top 20 last year, and this is the New Riff, and this is 100 proof, 8-year non-chill filter. And if you're wondering what non-chill filter means for the newer bourbon people out there, that just means that the chill filtration just kind of takes out the haziness that comes from some of the fatty acids that are in the making of the bourbon. So when you get non-chill filtered, you kind of retain those fatty acids, which can kind of give those deeper, darker richness flavors within that. But if it is chilled, like a lot of big legacy distilleries and a lot of distilleries in general will take and chill it, it's a certain degree temperature. It's like -4 to 10 Celsius, somewhere in that ballpark. They chill it. They run it through a very fine filter. So you know what that's about now. But a really good bottle. New Riff's doing great things out there, and we'll continue buying these. Great one. This very balanced, sweet, savory, viscous, oily. And oh, by the way, I almost forgot. That is actually what I'm sipping on here too. So very good stuff. Enjoy that one a lot. This also is on a lot of lists. Sagamore 9-year rye. Really, really good. I'm a big fan of Sagamore. I have the double oak rye over here behind me as well too. So big fan of Sagamore spirit. So really delicious. Like this bottle a lot. Aged 9 years in new charred oak barrels. This is batch 1A from the Reserve series, coming in at 112.6 proof. Really, really tasty. Enjoy this bottle a lot. So glad I got that bottle. Harder to find in North Carolina where I'm at too. So next bottle here. Let's go right here. I was lucky enough to be able to pick up one of these bottles here. So that's Stag. And particularly this is Stag 24C. I still have a Stag that actually has the junior. I think this is batch 15. It actually has the junior still on the label there before they changed it over. But again, cracked this one open last weekend. Enjoyed this one. I bought this one a week or two ago at the local ABC store. Again, it's about building relationships and timing, right? If you do those things, then you get a chance to buy some really allocated stuff, and this is what happens. Really, really good. This one comes in at 120.9 proof. Again, Stag is hard to come by here in North Carolina. Not my favorite profile compared to some of the other Stags I've had. But again, still delicious, and I haven't had one in a while, so I was kind of really glad to get a hold of this. MSRP on this one, just so you guys know, I did read something about Buffalo Trace went up in pricing on some of their products, if not most. So, for example, Stag might have been $60. I think it bumped up $10 to 69. So just be aware of that, guys. With like some of the Buffalo Trace products, the markup's $5 to $10 on the majority of the products. I'm not sure which ones exactly, but I know a few of them really did. So keep that in mind as well. While we're on Buffalo Trace, anytime I can find an Eagle Rare, I'll pick one up. So here's another Eagle Rare 10-year, 90 proof, delicious, easy sipping. Always look to pick up one of those anytime I can find those. Just really good bottle. Let's see. Next here, now we're going to a craft distillery here, and I've been really picking up some more of the craft distilleries and watching some of the whiskey tubers, particularly like the Bourbon Judge, who's really into some of those small craft distilleries over there. And he's got me turned on to a couple of them that I keep their bottles here on stock now too as well. One of them is Middle West Spirits, really good out of Ohio. Love those guys. Go check those guys out. Products are good across the board. This one in particular is Cedar Ridge. This is Iowa with Iowa corn, and this is the barrel proof version. Cedar Ridge just started popping up in North Carolina. Haven't really seen these around. I think the MSRP in this one's about $45, $50 for this one for barrel proof. And this is really good, coming in 116 proof. Char number 3, again, this is non-chill filter as well too, so the extra richness. And this is batch 4. So again, really good. Cedar Ridge has got some good stuff from what I've had so far, and I've had the small batch or the regular straight bourbon. It was pretty good. I think it was 86 proof, a little lower than what I like typically. But this one was really good. Super sweet, brown sugary, confectionate sugar, some caramel in there too. Really good, almost dessert-like. Super good, packs a little punch at the end. Love that bottle a lot too. So keep an eye out for Cedar Ridge for sure. Next here, just picked this one up too. I've been a big fan of Redwood Empire. Like the lineup. Lost Marks, a staple. Love that. Cast strengths, solid. Right? Not the best cast strengths compared to some other ones. And blinds, it hasn't done so well, but I enjoy those a lot. And this one right here, Screaming Titans, is a Wheater bourbon. It's a 4-grain. I've not seen these around. It's about $100 MSRP here in North Carolina. Really tasty. I enjoy this one a lot. It's got some baked goods notes on here. It's got some caramel. And again, the mash bill on this one is 61% corn, 30% wheat, 5% rye, and 4% malted barley. And this is toasted in char 3 on this one. And the proof is 96 proof on this coming in. So again, really good. Enjoy this a lot. As you can see, I've shared this with some friends as well too. And if you like wheated bourbons, $100 is a little pricey to try wheated bourbon, but this is super good. One to keep on your shelf to kind of share with special friends or special occasions. Other wheaters, I mentioned Middle West really earlier. Middle West has got some good stuff too. Their wheated bourbon's really good. Also Green River. Can't go wrong with $35, $40 for wheater of the Green River, owned by Bardstown. Really tasty as well too. And last ditch effort, if you can't find those, and you got Maker's Mark 46 is another good one too for a wheater. So those are good options. Let's keep it moving here. Surprise pickup here I've never seen around, been curious about it, and that's Kirkland single barrel. This is a damn leader. I found this in, of all places, Spartanburg, North Carolina, one of the daughters' volleyball travel squads. We were in there for some tournaments. I stopped in a local LBC store. The store has really good picks in general. I could have walked out with 4 or 5 bottles easily, but I managed to keep, because I've already blown a lot of the budget, I was able to find something I had not seen before. Heard some pretty good things about Kirkland's in general. And again, can't find them right here. This is a single barrel, and of course, it's distilled by Barton, 1792, which I'm a big fan of Barton, 1792 in general. So I had to pick this up. This is non-chin filtered, 120 proof, again, a liter. Really good. I've been dipping on this one a lot too. So it comes across maybe slightly grainy, not too bad, like youthful grainy, but not too bad. It's got a lot of good flavors. Kind of deep. Got some good flavors there, some caramels that are there, really dark caramels, chewy caramels. But overall, really good, solid pickup, and you can't complain for $32.99 for a liter. Yeah, I was glad I bought that one. This next one here is going to be a pair. But this has to do with Four Roses and that new lineup that came out where they kind of diluted down to the single barrels from the barrel strengths, where they were only offering those recipes at barrel strength. Now they're introducing those to the 100 proof single barrel lineup. So I was able to pick up a couple of these, and specifically these. Um, I wanted to try these out first too. So this is the OESK and the OESO. And again, new lineup. They released 3 for this first quarter, first part of the year. And they will be releasing at some point the rest of the 10 recipes here. So a little bit about the numbers behind these, or the stats behind the letters. The the first and the third letter are always going to be the same. So O is going to be for the Four Roses Distillery, and the S is for I want to say it's straight bourbon, I believe. I might have to check that, but I think it's straight bourbon or single barrel or something. But I think it's straight bourbon. And then the second letter, which is E or B, refers to the mash bill. So letter E is going to be a low rye mash bill, and then letter B is going to be the high rye the high rye mash bill. And then the last one is the yeast strain, which is going to give you those flavor notes, which I think on these, just like the barrel strain, I think they have those flavor notes kind of on the back here. So, for example, the OESK, which I've been drinking into, haven't opened this one yet. This one has bacon spice, mellow oak, and caramel. Don't get the tea leaves it mentions as much, but bacon spice, yep, pretty much on the front and the back on the finish. Caramel's kind of throughout it, so really, really good. But glad I picked these up. These are MSRP for like $49.99 in the market here. More bottles to go. Let's go with this one right here. This is the company that I haven't seen a whole lot, but recently, like in the last couple of months while I was out and about dealing with life and everything else came about, I found these and decided to pick it up. And that is Still Austin. This particular is the cask strength. I've heard a lot of good things about the cask strength, so I had to pick one up. Bourbon exchange party we had just shortly after holidays into the new year. I was able to find Still Austin, the straight rye, and gifted that to my buddies. We ended up cracking it that night with all the rest of our exchanges, and that was really good too. So the straight rye, I'm a big fan of. The Bottle Bond's really good. And the cask strength's probably my favorite as I drink it individually. Now, in blinds, it holds up a little differently. It didn't do as well in a blind against other cask strengths. But again, really impressed with Still Austin, especially for a Texas whiskey, where before I've not been very impressed with Texas whiskey. That's just me. But Still Austin made a fan out of me, and watching all the whiskey tubers that I follow too go through and just pick out Still Austin. A lot of, Tanager, however you want to say it. Everybody said it differently. Made a lot of lists. Late entry, but made the list. But their products in general across the board have been pretty solid. So I'm going to keep my eye out for Still Austin. Whenever it comes to North Carolina, I'm usually going to pick it up probably. Last bottle we got. This one I just picked up. This released just a couple of weeks ago, and this is from Bulleit. This is the Bottle and Bond. Now, personally, I'm not a huge Bulleit fan by itself, like sipping it neat or whatnot. Cocktails, yeah, pretty good. The rye is good. I like it. And I will say I do have the 12-year Bulleit rye. There's the exception. Probably best value, $55, 12-year age stated, underrated. Go find that too. Outside of that, this just came out. The thing is different and unique versus the other Bulleit. Typically, they're sourcing from NGP. This is their own distillate. So this is their first crack at their own distillate, and this is with the Bottle and Bond. And this was distilled from the 2017 distillation season. So I believe this is about 7 years, at least 7 years old for Bottle and Bond, which we know it has to be at least 4 for Bottle and Bond. Pretty good. It's not the best Bottle and Bond I've had, but it's pretty good. I am interested to do this in a blind with some other Bottle and Bonds to see how it stacks up against some of my favorites, daily sippers, and some of the ones that are a little more special. So again, new pickup, just came out maybe a couple weeks from the Bulleit Distillery, and just was able to pick it up at the right place and right time. And I'm thirsty. That's all I got, folks. Again, it's good to be back. If you like this content, smash that like button. Please think about subscribing as I get back on the train again to get you guys more content out. The volleyball traveling should be wrapping up hopefully in March, so I'll have a little more time to do some more of these videos. But I'm glad to be back at it. And if you have any more questions, leave some comments down below. What are some of the bottles you picked up in the last couple months? And what are you looking forward to that's coming out over the next couple of months? I know there's a lot of stuff that's coming out soon. January was kind of a slow month, but things are starting to ramp up, right, as far as releases and things of that nature. Let me know what you're picking up or what you're excited about too. Until next time, sip your passion.